When I first moved here from the San Francisco Bay Area, I was dismayed to learn that one could not just put one's seedlings in the ground, cover them, water them, feed them, and watch them grow. I'm Elizabeth Cooper, and I thank you today for joining me while I talk about the problems of vegetable gardening in Prescott Valley. Those problems are twofold: soil and weather. The soil here is comprised mainly of clay and rock. In fact, my sister says her main crop is rock. She'll go out in her garden and pick and pick and pick, and then it rains and she has to pick some more. To circumvent this problem, we have built raised beds. My husband builds the frames out of faux cherry wood. In fact, he says he'd be happy to do so at any time because the more I plant, the less he has to weed. After the frames are in place, I dig out part of the bed soil original at a time, put it into my wheelbarrow. Then I add sand, gypsum, and composted mulch. All three of these keep the soil from compacting and help with drainage. The mulch and the gypsum also help feed the plants, and the gypsum keeps these soils and minerals from our hard water from building up in the soil. After I have all my goodies in the wheelbarrow, I get out my handy-dandy fork and little shovel and mix and mix and mix. Once the soil is mixed and amended, I dump it all back into the raised frame. The weather here can be hard freezes and snow clear through the month of April. This is not a problem when growing lettuce, broccoli, or spinach because these are cold weather plants. However, tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, melons, squash, the morning after a hard freeze, you'll come out and what you have basically is cooked spinach in your bed. For years, what I did was watch the weather closely and then run out with my flannel sheets and cover the beds. Come out the next morning and pull the sheets off. The problem with this is if it's still too cold in the morning, the plants will die. If you leave the sheets on too long, the plants will die. I did some research this year, and I found there were several products on the market to protect the plants, from floating row covers to tents to bags to something called water tubes. I have picked up floating row cover. This can be cut to size and laid in either single or double layer over the bed. This will trap the heat from the soil and protect the young plants. I can also water right through it. Gardening here has been a challenge and a constant learning experience. But I have found that with some extra work, we can have a fine and varied harvest all year round. Because as Rudyard Kipling said, gardening is not singing, "Oh, how beautiful," and sitting in the shade. Thank you.